Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yes, wearing the 3D glasses. I figured, the price I paid for that ticket, the fact the movie wasn't that good, I'm keeping a souvenir. That's all there is to it. So, yes, you'll notice that the other reason I'm wearing these, it's daytime. Typically, I film these shows at night. Rarely do I do a day thing, but all the actual episodes, not just like the little specials I do, they're always at night. However, it's been a while since I've actually done one of these episodes, like 2 weeks. So once I did the Halloween thing last week, and then this week, the Corn Children invited me to their house. We partied over there, which once again I want to thank the Corn Children for, letting me and Misery Black hang out with them, over the weekend. And then of course last night, I did the board meeting. So I was like, don't really want to do a show this week, but I've seen a shitload of movies just recently. And there's just something else, I want to talk about and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. Phantom, get your ass out of bed and let's do one of these things. And I'm awake. So that's a plus right there. You won't hear me bitching about how tired I am. So boom, welcome to the Mood Fam's Horror Review. Now we got that whole introduction out of the way. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Now before I actually get started, I do want to say this, that it was really cool to hear everybody talk about. A couple weeks ago, I changed formats. I decided to do it in 4 different segments because I heard a couple people complain. They was like, it's too long, And I've always been like, you guys are the ones watching me. I want to make you guys happy. So I was like, all right, 4 segments. And I said, leave me some feedback on what you think. And yeah, I actually got a ton of feedback saying like, you know what, Phantom? We like the longer block better. And that means a lot to me. I was like, my God, I only got like 7 viewers anyways, but the fact that like 5 out of 7 like the long block, gotta listen to the majority. So yes, the long block is back, and I am sorry I ever doubted myself. Thank you guys. So yes, long block is here to stay. So boom, there it is. Oh, sorry, I just ate breakfast. Yeah. So let's get to the show, shall we? Now this week, we got 2 movies we're going to be reviewing. We got, boom, Final Destination, and, oh shit, War of the Worlds, the original. Phantom, what are you doing? That's sci-fi, what are you doing? Not horror. My show, that's all I'm saying, that's all you gotta say. Boom, my show, that just ends the argument right there. So boom, there it is. I think I said boom more than enough times. I'm gonna keep boom away, we're gonna drop that. There's no need to say boom, I apologize. So, last time we actually sat down and talked, I had a top 3, and it was the top 3 favorite horror movies. And out there now, this is the most responses I've had. It was insane. I guess like threatening to do a 4 different segment show, everybody's like, whoa, hey, no, boom, 5. So yeah, got several responses back on that. And everybody said the same thing, it's like it's really tough to narrow it down to 3, and I'll admit, I agree. That is a tough thing to say, especially for horror fans. To actually knock it down to your top 3 favorite horror movies, it's rough, but people were up to the challenge. My Bloody Sanitarium, formerly known as Satan Slayer's Lair. Satan Slayer's Lair left for a little bit, but now he's back as My Bloody Sanitarium. Glad to have you back, buddy. Boom, keep making those videos, alright? He threw out, at number 3, Halloween, the original, obviously, which is also on my list. At number 2, the original, Dawn of the Dead. Obviously, yes. Clearly, easily in my top 10 of all time. It's just brilliant. That's something I don't think I could do. I think 3 was easy to narrow it down to. I could not actually rank them. Like, after that, I could always just say it's in my top 10, and there's probably like 20 in my top 10. But, yeah, Dawn of the Dead, classic. And then his number 1 was John Carpenter's The Thing. And, yeah, another one's in the top 10. Just fucking brilliant. So thank you, buddy. Glad to have you back. 13th Wolfman hit me up, and his top 3, he said, was at number 3, The Omen, original. I don't have to say original anymore, with the exception of The Thing, because that's like the only remake on here. Like, everybody was sure to write in the original, but I'll tell you what, assume now, whenever I say something, original, because, come on, I knew better, right? No one's going to be like, I love The Omen, Julia Stiles, brilliant. No one's going to say that, no. When you say The Omen, we know what The Omen is. Omen, yes. One of my favorite movies of all time. Got the tattoo right here. Come on. Brilliant. Number 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yes, fucking classic. Love it. At number 1, clearly, the 13th Wolfman. You should have seen it coming. The Wolfman, boom. Lon Chaney Jr. just choking motherfuckers out right there. I love it. I like it. I ain't gonna lie. That was one thing I always thought was kind of funny, though. And it's funny, actually, I always thought of it, and then, like, I heard, like, a critic say this at one point. Is this always kind of comical that, like, he's the Wolfman, and then he's choking people, and, like, instead of, like, you know, biting them? But it was, it was, 40s or whatnot. So, I mean, I'm not busting balls. It's a good movie. It really was. I just thought it was kind of comical myself, just, That's how you shut a girl up. You just, choke her. All right, Why Human? Throughout. Creepshow at number 3. Yeah. Classic. I mean, it's one of my favorite horror anthologies right there. At number 2, The Evil Dead. Just, once again, these are all his, like, top notches right here. Like, no one's slouching on their top 3 at all. And his number 1 was Hellraiser. Yes, love it. Did reviews for most of these already, so you guys already know how I feel about a lot of these already. Now, this next one, I'm hoping I'm getting the name right. Florida Fime. And if I'm wrong, dude, tell me. I'm horrible when it comes to names, I ain't gonna lie. I'm horrible just talking in general. Like, I don't really need to be doing a show. Ever. And he went old school on his. Number 3, the original Mummy. And, big fan of that. I love almost all the old Universal movies. Number 2, he threw out the Wolfman. 13 Wolfman already hit number 1. Florida Fime has it at number 2. And at number 1, he said Frankenstein. So, yes, boom. All classics right there. And then I got Jay Super Awesome, and he said at number 3, The Shining. Also my number 3. Love it. Number 2, The Horror of Dracula. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I've seen this one yet or not. I've seen several of the Hammer Dracula movies, but it's one of those that I don't really remember which one's which. I couldn't tell you the difference between one or the other. Like, I've seen them all at once, but I haven't really, and I enjoyed, the ones I've seen. So I'm not sure if I've seen this one or not. I need to get on a big Hammer kick and start checking them out. And then his number 1 was also the original Dawn of the Dead. So, yes, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate, hitting me up with these. Now, this next one, this week's top 3, I'm not gonna lie, it's really difficult coming up with, like, a top 3, And, of course, 13 Wolfman's been doing this for, I'm assuming, years. Like, he's always hitting us up with top 5s and everything. So he actually threw a suggestion at me, and I loved it. He suggested that I do a top 3 horror movies that you would introduce to a horror virgin. All right, all those horror freaks know that you have that group of friends who just don't like horror movies. You don't even know why you're friends with them, but whatever. Differences aside, they're your boy, but they don't like horror movies. And of course, we've all been down that road where you try to get them to watch horror movies. So, what would you say is your top 3 horror movies that you would actually give to a person to, break their horror charity, I guess you can say? Now, I'll be honest with you, this is a really tough question because, like, even as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, it just depends on the person. Like, if I just know, like, someone just isn't going to go for, like, cheesy slasher movies, then, boom, that kind of kills a lot of my stuff. I don't think they're that cheesy. I mean, I love them. I think they deserve an Oscar, but this guy may not. So I tried to basically take all the friends in my head, the ones who just despise horror, and the ones that I took the movies that I won them over with. Like, there's certain movies that you can just win people over with. So I tried to grab, like, a universal ground. So here I go. Here's my top 3 horror movies that I would introduce to a horror virgin. At number 3, I said The Ring. I think it's newer enough that you can get a lot of the newer crowd with it. I think it's just flat out fucking scary. I don't care what anybody says, dude. Like, I'll shit myself. I would much rather go up against, like, Leatherface tag teaming with Michael Myers, who I think is the scariest slasher out there, than I would have to go against Samara. The Sadoko, the girl from the Ringu, I don't even think she's that creepy. I think Samara is just fucking scary as shit, and I ain't fucking with her. So, I'm just saying, I think, on top of that, it's just a damn good movie, great pacing, and I couldn't see anybody, like, literally just like, yeah. And if they do, fuck them. It's number 3, so it's not my number 1. At number 2, the original, Nightmare on Elm Street. Dude, my favorite story of this one is I had a cousin, and he'd always come to my house and everything. I would babysit for him. And he always just wanted, I have a good selection of animated shows up here. I got some SpongeBob. I ain't afraid to admit that. I enjoy some SpongeBob SquarePants. So he's, always just like, let's watch that. And I don't have very many. So he's always just grabbing, like, the same 2 or 3 and just like, we're watching this. And I'm like, buddy, you gotta expand your horizon. Like, when I was his age, I wasn't watching a whole lot of cartoons. Like, I was more watching the horror movies. So I was like, no, we're not watching this today. We're gonna watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now I'm thinking to myself, it's not that scary. I've seen it a million times. But I remember, like, at this point, I was like, early 20s. Sure, it's not that scary. So I'm popping it in. He's right there. We're watching it. Dude, this kid's about to shit himself. Like, his eyes are as wide as saucers, and literally, and he won't say nothing. I mean, I'll give him credit. He was going to tough it out. And they got to the scene where Nancy falls asleep, and when she wakes up, Tina, during school, and you see Tina like wrapped in plastic, and she's being dragged out. Nancy. Dude, this kid's about to shit himself. And I was like, wow, is this child abuse? And I was like, shit. I was like, alright, get SpongeBob, we'll take it out. And of course he was relieved, and then, he's all happy, Patrick did something funny, and boom. So yeah, but I tell you right now, I feel like it holds up. I think the effects then even hold up now. Like, I'm sorry. Dude, the new Nightmare on Elm Street remake, dude, the effects were shitty as hell. You can't be practical in this one, I'm sorry. That's all there is to it. And number one, obviously, is just go throw it out there, Halloween. Come on. Dude, everybody loves it. Even the most fucking conservative, straight-laced fucking movie buff who's just like, Citizen Kane, loves Halloween. I mean, who doesn't? That's all I want to know. Like, have you ever actually read, like, viewer reviews or, viewer comments on IMDb for people who actually hate Halloween? It's like the biggest group of reject, retarded people ever. Like, they can't even, like, form a sentence for one. I'm not saying I can, but it's like they have no ground. They're just like, you're stupid. That's my review. Yeah, good review, buddy. Yeah, literally, Halloween, it's just, you can't fucking beat it. You just can't fucking beat it. So, boom, there it is. So, that's my top three. I want to know what your top three horror films that you would break in on a horror virgin. Multiple ways to hit me up. Private messages. I've been taking private messages lately. Everybody's hitting me up on my private message thing over on YouTube. Of course, you can leave the comment right down below. My Phantom friends over on Facebook, hit me up there. And email me, moviefan7@gmail.com. And of course, the video response. So yeah, guys, hit me up any way you want. I'm cool with it. So boom, there it is. So let's hit some news. I'm not gonna lie, there wasn't a whole lot going on this week, but what I do have, I'll throw your way. We got I guess apparently the first issue of the Walking Dead magazine hit newsstands this week. That's insane. I'm not gonna lie, that is just literally, like, this is like bigger than anything right now. I'll go ahead and say it. I know John Lennon got in some trouble for this, back in the day. Walking Dead, bigger than Jesus. Oh, I said it. Oh my God, dude, it like shattered records. Like, season premiere, just fucking, dude, it's breaking records. I don't know if it beat like the MASH season finale or series finale. They came close to almost raping it. That's all I know. This thing is just dominating. So, yeah, got their own magazine out right now. I guess like the magazine will cover, basically just have a lot of interviews with the cast, behind the scenes stuff. I guess they'll give previews of the show as well as the comic book. Now I guess Robert Kirkman will be, is that his name, Robert Kirkman? Fucking creator of the comic. I guess like he'll actually write an article every week or every month. Sorry. So yeah. Boom. You're a Walking Dead fan, check it out. I'm still not caught up. I'm not gonna lie. I literally only get them like, I don't watch TV. I just don't. So whenever shows come out, I just get the seasons or rent them or whatever. Walking Dead, that's when I haven't bought it because I'm like, how am I not gonna like a zombie show? And I was right. It was just fucking brilliant. So I'm just waiting for like season 2 to drop in price. So, like, I got my season 1 at a fucking steal. Like, it's 3 discs, special edition. I got it 3 fucking cheap. And I was just like, oh my God. So now I'm just holding out. I'm like, fuck it. I'll wait. So that's why I just have not been caught up yet. I do plan on doing it though. So. Alright, this week, another thing that dropped. The Evil Dead trailer. The remake, the reboot, whatever you want to call it. It pains me to say this. It don't look that bad. It actually looks pretty good. I'll tell you, I don't know if I went on this rant yet or not. I'm sure I probably have. But I'm going to go on again because fuck it. My show. I hate Diablo Cody. I don't wish an illness on anybody except for her and Michael Bay. I'd be happy if somehow they got like the plague and was like shitting their guts out and then just fell over on like Hollywood Boulevard. I'm not going to shed a tear at all. I'll just be thinking like, thank God, no more Transformers. That will suck. So my problem with Diablo Cody is the fact that I know for a fact she sucked some dick to get the Academy Award. Juno was not that brilliant, people. It was not written clever at all. It was fucking retarded. I wanted to punch every one of these casts like in the face. Like if I would have known these kids, if I went to high school with these kids, dude, I'm giving her the abortion with the fist. I ain't gonna lie, because we don't need another retard out there. Oh my God, Jennifer's Body was an okay concept. Wasn't a bad, story. Dude, the dialogue was fucking brutal. And I was just like, really? I hate these fucking people. I thought the people, it's Diablo Cody. So when I found out that somehow, I'm sure she was sucking. I guarantee it, dude, that she had Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and they were sword fighting in her mouth. I will almost guarantee that. They get the job, the right, because who's watching her shit like this? She's brilliant. Give her the job. No, I'm sorry, dude. She was swallowing some major cum for that shot. Yeah. So when I found out she's writing it, I just gave up all hope. The fact that like Sam Raimi's just like, she's the best. I'm not gonna lie, dude. If a skank's blowing me, I'm gonna be like giving her high praise too. But yeah, sure, she's half retarded. But guess what? She can kind of write. No, she can't. So anyway, I saw the trailer. It doesn't look bad. It really doesn't. But here's what I noticed with the trailer: no dialogue in the trailer. That's kind of funny, huh? No conversation in the trailer. We're just like, fuck it, show the movie. And I guarantee it, dude, it'll come out. I'm gonna probably not like it as much. I'll just feel like, it's because of fucking writing. It's her dialogue. She can't write for shit, but she can suck a good dick. So, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if she came here wanting to suck my dick, I'd let her. I ain't gonna lie. The fat fuck on the couch is gonna turn down a blowjob from Diablo Cody? No, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to fuck her in the ass and be like, this is for fucking Juno, and then bam, that's how I feel. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bitter now, but I do not like her. I just don't like her at all. So bam. And finally, not really news per se, but it's something I came across. I was on YouTube, found they did the people at I think they're called Film School Rejects. They did like a spoof parody thing. They re-edited The Exorcist like it was a 1980s sitcom. And dude, it's pretty brilliant. Like it's only like a 3-minute thing, so I mean it's not like you have to sit through like 22 minutes or something. No, it's only 3 minutes, but they literally edit down. They do a pretty good job at it. Like it is pretty funny. They don't change the dialogue. I mean, it's literally just like actual scenes from the movie, but they have a laugh track on top of it. And they even break it up into 3 sections, and they have like an old school commercial. They had an old Burger King commercial. I forget what the other one was, but it was just, it was pretty funny. If you get a chance, go on YouTube. I want to say it's just under like Exorcist 80s sitcom. But, look around. Definitely worth your time, so yes. Alright, so since the absence, and since we've been doing other shows, we haven't really been on this show, we had a couple movies come out that we hadn't discussed yet. One of them that came a couple weeks ago, which kind of came under the radar, came out last second, was called Bigfoot, The Lost Coast Tapes. Found footage movie about Bigfoot. Basically, the movie's about, I guess, it's a group that I guess they're wanting to debunk the myth of Bigfoot, but then Bigfoot fucking kills them on tape because of found footage. Yeah, I saw the trailer. Now, people who's watched it, they know I love found footage. I think it's really good. I'm all about it. There are a couple that do suck. I thought Devil Inside was kind of horrible. Diary of the Dead. Come on, Romero, you're better than that. This one looks like a lesbian or stinker. There's this, I don't know, not feeling it. There's like one scene in particular where like the guy's standing next to a window and he's literally like kind of good. I mean, he's not like right up on the window. He's literally like, I'll say a couple of feet in front of it, and he gets sucked out the window. Now, presumably, fucking Sasquatch grabbed him and yanked him through, but you don't see it. You just see him getting ripped out of the window. I'm like, what the fuck happened there? I don't know. I'm not feeling it, but boom, I'm sure it'll be on demand soon, and you can probably find it online or wait around a couple more weeks and it'll probably be on video. Check it out. And then, this weekend, as I'm currently talking, Silent Hill Revelation is out, and I'll get more on that. I actually watched it in theaters where I got the Nifty Shades at, so we'll talk about that in a second. But basically, quick plot is this woman, or the girl from part 1, the young girl, can't remember her name of that movie. I just watched the movie, dude, it's ridiculous. Anyways, the old girl from part 1, her dad gets kidnapped, she goes back to Silent Hill to uncover, to find the revelation, if you will. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, we'll talk more about that in a second. And then, but coming up, we got November. Now, that's sad. I'm not gonna lie, November's the saddest fucking month for me, but it picks up around Thanksgiving. Because, like, dude, I love fucking October. I know it's, like, cliche to hear a horror movie fan say they love October, but guess what? It's true. Oh my god, I've been hitting up haunted houses and film festivals, just having a good time in general, costume parties, partying with the corn children. You know, it's just, it's the best fucking month ever. So November's always kind of like a little sadness to me, but it's okay, because November rolls around, or when Thanksgiving rolls around, I'm gorging out on shit. It's great. It's just good times. Well, we do have 2 movies coming out in November, and they're actually coming out this week. both limited releases. So let me go ahead and get right into them. The first one is the ABCs of Death. Now, originally, I think this was like a web thing, like it's a web series or whatever. But I guess it's 26 shorts, and they must be pretty short. And each one is also, like, I guess they got like I don't know what the A death would be. I'm trying to think of like arsenic poison, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, there's a different death for each letter. They got like 26 different filmmakers from around the world, young independent ones who are hungry, and boom, they're doing it. Anyway, either way, it's condensed down to like a 2-hour movie now. So yeah, check it out. I'll check it out. I'm kind of curious. I think it looks pretty decent. Some of it looks pretty good. Some of it looks very low budget. Like some of it looks like it's just shot on video kind of stuff. Which I have nothing against shot on video, but typically, I mean, you have to kind of wade through a lot of crap to find good shot on video. So yeah, ABCs of Death. And then the other one, this is kind of the curveball. Because I'm just going based on what IMDb's saying. Jack and Diane. Let me tell you a little ditty about Jack and Diane. No, sorry. Basically, it's like this girl who falls in love with this other girl. And just the coming of age story there. Now, Jack... Now, I won't say this in a way that ain't going to offend anybody. Like, I don't want any hate mail. I'm a loving guy. I love everybody. Because they never mentioned the other girl's name. They mentioned Diane by name in the trailer, but they don't mention the other girl's name. So I'm guessing like maybe her name's Jacqueline, and she goes by Jack because she looks kind of mannish, I guess you can say. You know, if there's a dude in a relationship, it's definitely her. That's all I'm saying. I love girls that make out. I'm like every other dude in the world. We love seeing that. So yeah, that's Jack and Diane. I'm not gonna lie, the trailer itself doesn't look like a horror movie at all. But it has it listed on the genres for Jack and Diane. It just toward the end, like the music kind of gets a little bit darker, and there's like this weird animation with like rope tying around bone. That's the only thing. So I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I'm not huge on. I'll wait for reviews and to see what the big. Because maybe there's a crazy dark ending. Like maybe it's like remember Adaptation with Nick Cage. It was written by Charlie Kaufman. I think Spike Jonze directed it. Where it's just like this regular story or movie about how like the guy's just trying to write a story, but at the end there's like this crazy fucking chase and they're like run through the swamps trying almost getting killed. It seems like something like that, like a Coen Brothers dark twist at the end kind of thing. So I'm thinking, if you're in one of these big cities that's gonna have it, you want to wade through a lot of crap to get to the ending, I say go for it. So boom, there it is, Jack and Diane. So yeah, like I said before, I have seen a lot of movies in the past couple of weeks, like a ridiculous amount. Like I'm just literally trying to like stock up for this upcoming Phantom Award thing. So I've been hitting it hardcore. Now, first up, I watched, oh my god, Sinister. Oh dude, Sinister was fucking insane. Oh dude, I mean, this is no thing. I mean, I've been watching a lot of people do reviews on Sinister right now, and it's almost unanimous. Everybody's just like, oh, it's brilliant. And it is. It really is. For a little low-budget $3 million horror movie, it looks fantastic. Directed by Scott Derrickson, who did Exorcism of Emily Rose. He knocks it back out of the park once again. I don't want to give too much away. I'm not going to lie. Now, there are a lot of cheap jump scares, but it's the suspense that leads up to them that really, I can't really class them as cheap. I mean, I will admit, this is like the one movie I have jumped the most in a theater. Like, I'll be the first to admit when I watch a movie, a cheap jump will get me. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, boom. But I'm usually right back into it. This one was like the one where I'm jumping. I'm like, oh shit. Don't go in the room. What are you doing? Oh shit. Oh, that was me. I was that dude in the theater. One thing that did bug me, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there because it's already been said once. I want to say it was Jessica Hicks on here. She did a review and she was talking about how there's a certain scenes where like literally like he's wandering around the dark with a flashlight and like the power's not even out. Like literally you can just turn the light on. And I've noticed this and then she said it, so I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll say it. Yeah, there's a few scenes. There's one scene in particular like where he hears the noise and he gets up and he doesn't even try the lights. He just like, flashlight, what's going on in here? I'm like, really dude? Like fuck that. But yes, shocking stuff, all the stuff, all the kill, I guess it's in the trailer, but all the kill scenes that's on film. Dude, they were insane. There's one I won't mention, dude, but one of them, it didn't show in the trailer, but when I saw it, dude, I was like, oh my, it wasn't even like a jump scare, but I jumped in my seat. Like, I can't say anymore. It was fucking brilliant. Highly recommended. Easily the best one of the year. I'm not gonna lie, best horror movie of the year, easily. And you know what? I'll look forward to the sequels. That ain't giving anything away because let's face it, every horror movie, they have sequels nowadays. I'll be looking forward to it. So boom. Up next, we got Paranormal Activity 4. Now, I'm a big Paranormal Activity fan. I have yet to see 2, though. I've seen 3 first, then 1, and then I've missed 2. And just because I hadn't had a chance to check it out. Well, there's another guy on here named Wet Movie 1. I'm sure you guys heard of him, know him, seen his videos. He did a review for Paranormal Activity 4. And he said, like, he had a lot of connections to Part 2. So I was a little worried going into it. Like, oh, shit, I hadn't even seen Part 2 yet. You don't need to see Part 2. Like, literally, it kind of... in the first 5 minutes, you've already know what's going on. So, I mean, it's not like you have to, So, but other than that, no, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think 3 is probably better. 1's good. I like 1. But it was like the first one. There wasn't a whole lot going on there. So, 1 is my least favorite of the series. So, I'll say 4 as of right now is my second favorite. There's a really cool thing they do with the Kinect, the Xbox Kinect thing. Which I'm not sure. I don't think they even showed in the trailer, but I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I thought that was just really kind of neat and original. But yeah, for the most part, with this movie, I mean, once again, that's really the only thing that's new. Everything else has been done before, noises. That weird, like, woof. That's the noise they make. Like this, like the ghost makes that woof noise. It's like loud, like sonic boom type noise. And I jump every fucking time. But the only thing that bugged me about this one was, okay, like with Quarantine, like I've only seen Record. I haven't seen Record 2, but I know 3 for sure is not found footage. It's like regular. But like Quarantine 1, found footage. Quarantine 2, Terminal, not found footage. I think we can get away from found footage now. We can still direct like it's like that's the problem. It's like, well, we don't know how to really direct. You can still direct like it's found footage. I mean, Insidious did that. Sinister to a certain extent kind of did that, but not really. Scott Derrickson knows what he's doing behind the camera. It wasn't quite like, Chernobyl Diaries, though. That's another one that did like the found footage look, even though it wasn't a found footage movie. So, you guys can still do the found footage look. I'm not saying you can't. But let's get, because the one thing that kills me about this one is, and this is like always my big gripe about found footage anyways. Like, I'm sorry, if I'm documenting shit, and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Oh shit, there's a ghost. I'm not documenting. Like, if I'm running, dude, the camera's gone. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not just like, and like I have like, I don't know. I guess like some people are just like, well, people have to know. No, they don't. They're gonna know when you fucking tell them. When they see, you get the clip. You got a clip of a ghost popping out at you. Boom. There's your fucking proof. Now drop the camera and run. No. So in this one, they did a lot of that. There's a scene where she's Skyping with her boyfriend. She has a laptop out. Okay. Now here's what I would do, and I'm gonna just reenact it here. I'm going to be like, hey, what's going on? Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, good night. I'll catch you later. Close the laptop, because that's what you do. And then you go, oh, shit, I heard a noise. What the hell's that? Here's what she does. All right, I'll see you later. Bye. Wait, what's that? And she's literally, the whole time, she's just walking around like this. I'm like, really? You're really going to carry the laptop? But those are some minor gripes. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't really take away from it. It's still an enjoyable movie, and I recommend it. If you like the Paranormal Activity movie, now, if you don't like Paranormal Activity, quit fucking watching them. That's one thing that bugs the shit out of me. Like, someone's just like, well, part 1 through 3 sucked. I'm going to go ahead and watch 4 and bitch about it too. Really? You need to, like, literally join Michael Bay and Diablo Cody. Get the flag. So, yes, there that, right there, Paranormal Activity 4. Now, I did recently go to the Dark Carnival Film Festival, and it was in Bloomington, Indiana. Basically, it's just a bunch of independent horror films from around the world. Now, I won't go through every one of them, but I do recommend that you check out the Dark Carnival Film Festival. I think it's just Film Fest, darkcarnivalfilmfest.com. Website, if you're curious about it at all, mostly short films, but I'm just going to go through, I'm going to give you like, I don't know, 6 just quick little run-throughs. I forget how many there actually was. There was a shitload of them there. But I'm just going to give you like 6 of them that, were kind of like highlight movies. One of them was the feature-length film Found. And it was actually shot on location, and I was a little scared about that because they're like, "Well, this is shot in my own backyard," and I'm just like, "That can't be good because I'm sorry, my backyard's just not that great." Basically, it deals with a young boy who's bullied at school, but he finds out his brother is a serial killer. It's based on a novel named Found, and it's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not saying it's great by any stretch of imagination. I'm not like, this is brilliant, but if you're into, it's a little bit slower movie. It's more of a drama, but it's not bad, and it gets a little crazy toward the end there. So I recommend it. I think you ought to check it out. The movie's called Found. There was a movie there, it's a short film called, in fact, I think the rest of these will be short films I'll be mentioning. One of them was called Dummy. and basically it's just about a childhood prank goes wrong, kid dies, and then years later, because he had his ventriloquist, he had a little dummy with him, and then years later, killer comes, starts stalking the three that was part of this thing in this old hospital, and of course he's dressed like a dummy. Now it looks ridiculous. I will not lie about that, because the guy's in a suit, or he's in a jumpsuit, but he has like this big ventriloquist looking dummy thing on. But it was like a throwback to the old 80s slasher, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's a short too, so I mean it's like, I don't know, half hour long, so even if you know, are like, this is horrible, it's not that long. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Another one, it was from Montreal, another short called Once Upon a Liver. And now this was a really pleasant surprise, because I'm not gonna lie, for every good movie at this film festival, there were some that were just god-awful. But this one, it basically, without giving a whole lot away, a guy is stalking this dude and his girlfriend. However, it takes this weird comedic twist. And I'm not going to lie, dude, I was just like almost in tears watching this thing. Once Upon a Liver, check it out. My favorite movie that was there at the film festival was called All Men Are Called Robert. It was European. I don't remember. I want to say German, but don't quote me on that. Dude wakes up naked in the woods, and he hears this woman calling his name, and he's being hunted. And you're just trying to figure out the twist, you know, the mystery there, I guess. Another short film, and it reminded me of like a really crazy Twilight Zone type episode. Like, clearly, I'm not gonna lie though, it'd be like an NC-17 Twilight Zone episode, because literally he wakes up naked and they're just not afraid to show the schlong, and it was just like schlong back. But it was a good story. So yeah, damn good. Best one I thought at the festival altogether. Chompers was another one. This was literally just this was done with puppets. Yeah, there's two of them there that was done by puppets. Same guy. These were really short. These were like a minute. Like, I don't even know if you consider them films or not, because looks like they were just like, you know. But anyways, whatever. Chompers. No, not really a whole lot you can say without getting anything away. But woman gets into this older, I guess woman, she's a puppet, but she gets into a bathtub. And Chompers. Just check it out. And then the final one I will talk about will be Love Bug. And this reminded me a lot of like Shaun of the Dead. Not necessarily what, I mean, it kind of is like, basically there's a virus going around, and yeah, like they're very affectionate towards you, but then they start flipping out. Dude's on a blind date, his date gets it, so he runs back to the friend who set him up. And then, of course, she's after him. And the dynamic between two friends, this reminded me of the dynamic between Simon Pegg and Nick Frost from Shaun of the Dead. And I loved it. And it's British, too. So, I mean, it was like, you know, I could just be like, oh, Shaun of the Dead. I'm not going to lie. If they did like the Love Bug 2, I'd be down for that. I know it's a short, but still, I was like, I want to fucking see more of this. Like, I want to see this story progress even further. So, yes, once again, darkcarnivalfilmfest.com. Check it out. Mostly, I'm pretty sure you can probably find these online. If, you know, I couldn't imagine, like, they're like, nope, you can't look at Chompers unless you buy a DVD or come to the theater. Now, I'm sure you can probably find this stuff online, so check it out. And then finally, yes, I went yesterday and watched Silent Hill Revelation. Alright. My big thing here. Oh, before I get started, I'm sorry. Yeah, on Paranormal Activity 4, going back a couple here, there is a little scene. I remember me and Misery talked about this a few weeks back. There's a little scene at the end of the credits. So it's from, I mean, this ain't getting anything away because this was in the article. There's going to be a Spanish language spin-off series. And so this is really, I mean, the whole thing is really out of context. It didn't really make sense, but whatever. It's just a little scene, because I mean, that's something I hate, is like whenever you're with a crowd of people and there's a little scene at the end of the movie and you always hear that same thing like, well, that was stupid. I'm like, what do you want? Like a whole other movie? Like the credits roll and then, well, shit, movie ain't over at all. We've got an hour to go. No, I mean, it's a little thing. So yeah, just stick around if you want for that. Just a little snippet there. The reason I say that because Silent Hill also has a little piece, but we'll get to that in a second. Silent Hill Revelation. Yeah. Dude, this just felt like a video game adaptation. Like, literally, it was all spelled out for you. Like, literally, it felt rushed. No unfolding, no story. Like, there was no revelation. It was just like, here it is, boom. Within the first 5 minutes, they already explained why his daughter's even back with Sean Bean's character, her adopted father. They just quickly, I mean, I don't know. It's horrible writing. I won't say bad acting. I thought the acting was pretty good, but they were doing the best they could with the shitty script. But yeah, I don't know. It looked good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It actually looked. I mean, it looked like it had that creepy Silent Hill feel. It was just poorly executed. I didn't think any of the monsters were that scary. I mean, it did have like a Hellraiser, Nightmare on Elm Street vibe to it, with a little bit of Carnival Souls thrown in because there is this weird carnival they're going to. But I don't know. Pyramid Head just wasn't doing it for me anymore. Like, first time you see him in the first movie, because I'm not a gamer. Like, I played the first game. I'm sure if I was a gamer, I would have been hard during the whole movie. Like, oh my god, this is from part 7 or what, whatever. But I'm not. So like, literally on a movie level, it failed for me. Like I said, Pyramid Head was great in the first one. His had a small part. This one he's in it more, but it's just like I don't care anymore. There's this weird. This is from the trailer. I ain't getting anything away. There's a weird spider thing with like mannequin body parts. That's not scary looking at all. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, if the thing came after me, I'd run because I'm like, well, it'll kill you. But I'm not that scared. I'm just more like, well, shit, better get the hell. I mean, it's like if a jaguar showed up. A jaguar should be scary. It can rip you apart. To me, though, not that frightening. I'm just like, I just won't go near the goddamn thing. Boom. Problem solved. A shark on the internet, that's fucking terrifying as hell, and I don't fuck with sharks. This was not a shark type thing. This was just a shitty looking CGI mannequin spider thing. Ridiculous. Wasn't creepy, wasn't terrifying, nothing. There's a big battle at the end. There's a big fight scene between, I don't want to say nothing. But anyway, there's Pyramid Head fighting this other demon creature thing. Horrible. Yeah, I don't know. Now, here's the thing. I won't want to sound too much like a poser. I like part 1. I thought part 1 was really good. But the first time I did watch part 1, I didn't care for it. Now, I didn't hate it as much as I don't like this one. But I was just kind of like, well, what the fuck? But then, second time I watched it, I fell in love with it. It was a really good movie. I will watch this again later down the road. Way later down the road. But as of right now, I wasn't huge on it. I didn't think the CGI was that good. I mean, normally 3D movies, I've been pretty pleasantly surprised with them. But this one, don't waste the money. Just watch it. The 3D wasn't that good. Wasn't huge on it. Was not huge on it. So yeah, Silent Hill Revelation. I'm gonna say pass. Sinister, Paranormal Activity 4. Those are 2 you need to check out for the month of October. All right, so we got the new movies out of the way. Let's get to some viewer comments. I got a shitload. Oh my god, I can only try to break down just 3. So I did try to respond back to everybody I could. I got a shitload of this thing. A lot of them for the Halloween review I did, or when I ranked the Halloween movies, and a lot of hate. Everybody hates Rob Zombie. But I gotta say, they were pretty respectful. It wasn't like that, you're fucking stupid because you know what you're talking about. No, they were just like, fuck Rob Zombie, but, hey, good video anyways. So, I do appreciate that. It wasn't just like I got raped, on the comment board for my views. I wasn't crucified or anything like that. But, yeah, a lot of people just hate Rob Zombie. I don't see it. But, you want to see my opinion, watch the video, and boom. But, yeah, I got some more. Zuma126 hit me up with a comment. This actually meant a lot to me. This literally made my week right here when he gave me this comment. He asked if I can do him a favor and review. He made a short film called Jersey Devil, and he wanted to know if I'd review it for him. And you know what, man, that meant a lot because I'm like, dude, I'm a fat fuck in a mask on a couch who runs his mouth about, like most Monday. I'm not gonna lie, I can literally just see people just like, dude, fuck this guy. He hates everything, fuck him, and then turn the thing off. But this guy's like, would you please review my thing? And that meant a lot to me. I was like, god damn, that's awesome. And yes, I will review Jersey Devil. In fact, I'll probably do it next week. So yeah, Jersey Devil will be doing a review for you. And dude, I just once again, dude, thanks a lot. That made my day. It definitely made my day right there. So thank you. My Bloody Sanitarium, once again formerly known as Satan Slayer's Lair, he asked, he's asking how was Dark Carnival, and I had a great time. The only thing that kind of is a kick in the nuts, because this is going to be the last year it's going to be in Bloomington, because it's just a lack of turnout basically, and you can just tell because I mean, if you look at the website, they brag about some of the people they had. Now once again, it's a small thing, so we weren't getting like the Wes Cravens or John Carpenters or we're not like that. But I mean, I'm sure they had. I think they had Gunnar Hansen one year, Tony Todd, Michael Berryman, and Joe Bob Briggs, which is the one. He left a comment on the website. He's just like, if I ever do any film festival ever, it'll be the Dark Carnival Film Festival. So I was like, I hope he's fucking there. But as the time got closer there, they had the guest section. it was like nobody at all. They had a circus performance there. I can't remember the name of the circus, but they were like a famous circus thing. And that wasn't too bad. I enjoyed that. It was pretty good. But as far as guest-wise, not a whole lot going on there. They had a whole zombies rights activist group there, which I thought was pretty fucking punk rock. That was pretty cool. And then they had, I fell in love like a million times down there. They had the group called the D20 Girls, which are basically nerdettes who are just fucking hot as hell. And yeah, I was. They didn't really have a whole lot of like what you call mainstream guests. They were just literally like trying to grab what they could. But I was happy with what they had, and once again, I saw some really good movies down there. So or up there, wherever you want to look at it. So yeah, good time. Overall, good time. So yes, thank you for the comment. And Blame Pandora 85 hit me up. And he wanted to know what my thoughts was on Behind the Mask. And I gotta say, unfortunately, I have not seen it. It seems like there's a new wave coming out, and I have not seen hardly any of these. The Hatchets, Behind the Mask, the Collector or Collection. There's two of them there. I feel like I'm leaving one of them out, but yeah, there's a whole wave of them that I just have not seen yet. Not because I don't want to, I just really haven't had a chance to. Hadn't really come up my radar yet, but everybody keeps talking about them, so I need to like sit down and watch all these, like make a weekend of it or something. So yes, I have not seen it. That's the answer to your question. I have not seen it. So. All right, well, I've been running my mouth long enough here. So I'm so glad I did the show this week, because I mean, this is all the stuff that was all up here, and if I would have held off one more week, it would have been even more ridiculously. I came back with a block, and goddamn, we're going to get a block out of this one. So, all right, so let's get to the reviews. We got up first from 2000, Final Destination. It's where the boy has a premonition aboard a plane that the plane will crash, and he gets himself kicked off along with 6 other people, and then the plane does crash. However, now death is stalking them. All right, when this came out, I was in high school, and actually, now I'm not saying this is connected in any way, but there was a kid who died, like, in our class. And I think death is really weird when you're young because you expect older people to die. And really, to me, there's no real limit. Like, I think if anybody past the age of 18, I guess, that dies, I just don't really give a shit. I'm like, it happens. But when it happens, like, in your class, you're kind of like, wow, that's kind of fucked up. Like, I thought I was immortal there for a second. So, when I saw this movie, once again, there was no connection there. It's just, but this really, I mean, at the time, it's very provocative for me. Like, I was just like, oh my god, like, it made me think constantly, like, what if everything is connected? Like, what if someone pulls me out of the way of, like, an accident? Am I still going to be on death's list, Like, what if I'm walking and, I don't know, a car's coming by, and my friend's like, oh, buddy, hey, you almost got hit there. I'm like, well, thank you, But then I turn around and get hit by another bus because I cheated death's design the first time. And I fell in love with this movie instantly. I still think it's the best of the series. It did spawn 4 sequels. I think it's just because it has that emotional core, and I think it has that whole like kids dealing with death. In most slashers, you don't have that. You have maybe like one scene where someone's like, "Oh my god, Billy was killed," and then she gets slaughtered, or whatever. But in this one, it was like this emotional look at it. But at the same time, you had death lurking in the shadows. Now, a lot of people, I've heard people say that they didn't like this one because they felt like death was almost like a boogeyman who was just stalking these kids and slashing them off. Whereas in the later ones, it looked more like just accidents, why they were getting killed. But I didn't mind the fact that, because in this one, it clearly does look like it is just like the Grim Reaper, like, you know what, fuck you, I'm coming after you. But I feel like it works. It has some of the best deaths in horror movie, not just in this movie, in this franchise. I'm talking just in horror movies in general. Dude, when the buddy Todd slips in the bathtub. And once again, it has that, Final Destination, or the Final Destination series is always famous for, like, leading you up one way and then hitting you up another way. Like, the whole time, like, before he slips, you can tell he's going to slip one way or another, because there's, like, water coming from the toilet, and it's seeping toward him, and he's, like, doing dangerous, like, he's got, like, the scissors in the nose. I'm like, oh, dude, oh, shit, don't slip now. He's got the razor, and he's shaving. I'm like, oh, my God, this is horrible stuff to be doing. But then, when he goes to, like, take the clothes down, which is very harmless, he slips, and then the clothes hanger gets wrapped around his neck, and he falls in the tub, and his feet are slick from the wet, so he can't even stand up. It's tightening. You see the blood fill the eyes. Oh my! And even now, it's an uncomfortable scene to watch. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, it was ruthless. One of my favorites is, of course, the girl getting hit by the bus. She's like, I'm happy to be alive. She steps out, and boom, bus just fucking hits her, and forget about it. Oh, it's just insane. And then, of course, one of my favorite deaths as well is Mrs. Luton. Dude, she gets fucked up. And the build-up to hers is the best. Like, I just love the build-up to hers. Because it's just like all these little things are all connected up. She has hot water in the mug, and she dumps it out because she sees the she freaks out because she sees like the high school emblem on the mug, you know. So she's like, oh no, it's just a mug. She gets some cold vodka out, you know, got some alcohol in there. But the cold makes, you know, because it's a hot cup, cold, it cracks the cup. So now she's dripping this flammable substance all over the house. So when the computer blows up because she put the mug on top of the computer, in the neck, glass goes in the neck. But now it explodes and the fire catches the trail of vodka that she has. So now it's falling her back into the kitchen. Dude, and it just keeps getting worse for her. I love that kind of shit. Another thing about this is, or another good thing about this is the fact that the main guy, Devin, is it Sawa? Fuck it. The kid who's like gone now, like this guy, he was a good actor, and I'm like, what the fuck happened to him? Like he did like this and then disappeared. I've only seen him in a couple other things. He was in a SLC Punk. Yeah. Oh, and he did the Stan video for Eminem, but that was it. And he just like vanished. Anyways, yeah, he does really good here. But the thing is, like, it's all linked back to him. Like, he's the one that freaks out on the plane. So he's getting off the plane, and of course the FBI just like, well, that's weird. You said the plane's going to explode, and it explodes. Which I thought was kind of messed up anyway. So I'm just like, really, he's a high school kid. What? I mean, don't get me wrong, we are in the age of like Columbine and shit, but still, I'm like, you know, he didn't blow it up. He saved some people. But then, like, he keeps showing up at the crime scene. Now, even though he didn't do any of them. And I couldn't imagine them thinking like he did. He just show up at the end of the crime scene and they're like, well, you obviously have something to do with it. And now they're fucking following him and everything. And it seems like, especially in the Luton house, whenever, like, because how I won't go through the whole thing, but when Luton's finally dead, she has a knife plunged in her chest and she's just laying there in a pool of blood. And he grabs the knife and just pulls it out. I'm like, and as you're watching, you're like, don't do it. Oh, shit. You get your, and sure enough, he's holding the bloody knife. Drops the knife, he runs, explosion, he's seen fleeing from the exploding house. And of course he has like footprints and fingerprints all over the place. Oh, he just can't catch a break. Yeah, so no, overall, brilliant. I love the storyline, and this is something they kind of played with later on. They kind of changed the rules here and there, or added rules or whatever. But here, it's pure. Like, I just love the death design and how, like, if you intervene and save somebody, it skips that person. And you guys know the story by now. I mean, clearly. But yes, I mean, overall, just brilliant. It does have Sean William Scott. I'm a huge Stifler fan. He does seem very miscast in this. Hey, he looks like he's older than he should be, and I'm sure he's probably like in his late 20s when he's playing his high school kid with the backwards cap and a little bicycle and short shorts. But he just seemed. I mean, I didn't say he did bad, but he didn't seem like he was cast right. I don't know his name, Keir Smith, the jock, bad boy. Really liked him. I've only seen him in one other movie too. He was in The Forsaken, which gets a lot of shit, but I liked it. Yeah, I think he did good in this one. But yeah, overall, big thumbs up. It has good pacing. It doesn't really drag, and even though it's kind of a complex kind of thing, it's very it ain't just like it wasn't Silent Hill Revelation. It doesn't just throw it all at you at one thing. Here you go. Now you know. Once again, followed by some sequels. They were really good. The only one I didn't care for was Part 4, but that's another review for another time. Has Tony Todd as well, and one of the best scenes, too. I mean, he's a good actor. Very underrated. I mean, even though in the horror community, he's almost like a god. Just in movies in general, though, he is very underrated. I think he should be doing more stuff, for sure. That isn't horror. I like seeing him in other stuff, too, but it just seems like he's always called for horror, and it's usually low-budget horror, so he gets shafted there. Other than that, yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I thought the direction was good. There's one thing, I do love the way the camera looks in the Luton death scene. Like, it has this weird look to it, like she's wiping off the kettle. Like, I don't know what, I think they did something right. They speed it up and slow it down, or they use a different shutter. I don't know. I've listened to the commentary and they explained it, but I'm not going to lie, it went over my head. I love it, though. I think that looks really cool. Adds to it a little bit. So, yeah, Final Destination. Check it out. All right, we're going back to 1953. War of the Worlds. Now, you may be wondering, why am I doing these? Like, I mean, I've hit somewhat sci-fi type movies, but they more have the horror element to them. I've done Faculty and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I think that's about it. But, Body Snatchers, the invasion continues. So, you're probably thinking, why War of the Worlds? It seems like I've been reading a lot of books lately just about horror. Early as a horror and everything. And they always have, like, a lot of these sci-fi type movies. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is in every one of them. Another one is War of the Worlds. Data Earth Stood Still is always on there, it seems like. And it just seems like, to me, if I'm looking at these, I'm like, these are clearly sci-fi. Like, I would never even think horror. They're just sci-fi. But they're always, people are just like, no, they're a sci-fi horror. I'm like, what? But, like, these experts are saying it, hey, I'll check them out. And I have never seen any of the War of the World. I haven't seen the original, I haven't seen the new Tom Cruise one. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan. He's a good actor, I just don't really like him. So yeah, and I remember when I was in high school, I listened to the Orson Welles radio broadcast of the original War of the Worlds. I don't remember much about it. So I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. Let's hit this up. I got some other sci-fi horrors on mine. What's considered sci-fi horror, I guess considered sci-fi, but whatever. They're on the kettle, we'll hit them later down the road. And that's another thing, I'm just not really huge on sci-fi, like straight sci-fi. I mean, there are some sci-fi I do like. I thought Inception was incredible. I mean, I consider that sci-fi. Dark City, that's top notch right there. That's one of the best movies ever, anyways. But you see, these have more like a little. I enjoyed Star Wars, the original trilogy. That was good. I liked it. I don't own them, if that tells you anything, but you know. X-Files, like whenever they would kind of delve into the alien abduction thing, but once again, that feels more like a horror thing. I don't know, for some reason. And then, of course, like I said, any aliens that isn't part one, I guess, kind of falls into sci-fi. I kind of consider part two action, but whatever. Sci-fi, I like those, but for the most part, like I don't know, Avatar I thought was very overrated. I thought it was okay. I don't plan on seeing like Skyline or I don't know. I'm not big on sci-fi. I'm just gonna end it with that. But I gave World of Wars a chance. And I've seen a lot of old black and white 50s sci-fi movies. I saw Angry Red Planet. I almost saw Forbidden Planet. Saw a couple other ones. I just wasn't big on them. I love like the giant insect movies. Like I love Tarantula. Them. I love Godzilla. Obviously, I love those type of. I guess they're considered sci-fi. But yeah, for just like regular alien invasion movies, Independence Day is okay, I guess, but it's not huge on them. So without me going on this big long interlude, let's get to War of the Worlds, 1953. Basically, yeah, aliens are invading Earth, and they come from Mars, and yeah, that's basically the plot of it. And it wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it. It did seem like it wasn't very shocking or surprising. It did just kind of seem like a standard. Now, once again, this was the first. I realized that, or one of the first. So I realized that, like I know, but other than that, I thought it was pretty predictable, but it was the 50s. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I guess some high points. I think the acting was pretty good. I thought the special effects were really good, especially for its time. I think they even hold up today. My God, I've seen shitty sci-fi movies that just have shitty special effects. I'm like, really? If it's that hard for you guys to make a computer look like a real alien, go old school with it. Fuck it. Make it look good. They did, But, yeah, I thought the effects looked good. Like I said, the story, I like the story on the big scale, even though you're seeing it mainly just from this small, town. Other than that, I don't really know what else to say about it. I said it's not really my genre. I don't really. I'd recommend it if you like, these kind of movies. I did think the ending was a little weak. I do like, because there's a scene where they tried everything. They tried every weapon. You can't break the force field. They tried like this mega atomic bomb. Like, not just a regular atomic bomb. This is like the mega. This is like the one that are like, holy shit. But they're like standing within blast distance, and like somehow no one gets cancer. Like, I want to see World of the Worlds 2. World of the Worlds 2, where everybody's like, oh shit, got cancer. Should have stood dope close to that fucking blast site. But anyways, they dropped this mega bomb on it. It doesn't happen. So, their next plan is to do something biological. They know that their immune systems are very weak or whatever. If they can just somehow throw some kind of virus at it, boom, it'll be okay. So they're going through town, San Francisco, and of course, dude, it's like a mob. Like, everybody is freaking out, panicking, and they're literally like, every time a vehicle comes by, dude, they basically just like hijack the vehicle and then take off. And then another one comes, and and eventually, the mob is out of town, but they literally took out like every scientist and military dude possible. So, the main guy, he falls in love with this girl. Standard love story, And but anyway, at this point, he's given up hope on at least defeating the aliens. Like, at this point now, it just seems like they're fucked. Of course, at this point now, the aliens, they're on this, like, they got these giant, like, ship things, and they're just going through, and they're just blasting every motherfucking thing in their path. I mean, it's annihilation.
and it's over. But he still, like, he feels like the only thing he has left now is the girl. If he can just get with her, maybe the end of the world won't be that bad. And so he's checking every church because she told him a story that when she was younger, she was really scared and she hid in church. So now he's hitting every church. And he finally finds her. They're like, 3 or 4 churches. He hits her, he finds her. And he told her, and then the aliens just fucking crash. That's it. And every alien around the world just fucking dies. And I'm like, really? And it turns out what it was is they was breathing the Earth's air. The Earth's air has different bacteria in it that we have become immune to because we do live on this planet that they're not used to. And I'm just like, that's how they die? Like, and I mean, don't get me wrong. When I first watched it, I just watched it I don't know, an hour before I did the video here. I was just kind of thinking like, man, that's kind of lame. Like, I was expecting, it's always something simple. It's always just like, like in science, water. It's just super soakers out and just taking that, And I'm just like, but it wasn't water at all. It's air. Air killed them. But I'm like, I guess it does kind of make sense. But I'm just like, for this alien race that is very superior with technology, maybe not themselves, but I'm like, wouldn't they have figured that out? Like, the atmosphere is not breathable. No, they just go to regular plants and then fucking walk outside and die. So, yeah, and then it made it look like it was God that saved them. Because as he's sitting in his church, he's just like, we need a miracle, and then they just die. And then it's just like, the narration at the end is just like, well, they breathed the Earth's air that God had put here for us. And it's like, wow, really? So, thank you, God, you saved the world from alien invasion. I want to see that movie, though. I want to remake World of Worlds again. Fuck the Tom Cruise. I don't even want to see the Tom Cruise version. This is it where it's like Jim Caviezel as Jesus, and he's the one who fights off the alien attack. I think that'd be a better movie for me personally. But anyways, yeah, War of the Worlds wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it. Definitely, worth checking out if you're a sci-fi fan. So yeah, boom, that's all I got. So guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for your ongoing support. Like literally, and I always try to get as much support as I can. Like I always, I watch all the people I subscribe to, I watch all their videos, or try to watch as many videos as I can, try to comment when necessary, and I'd never expect like any of it back. Like, I'm just like, I consider myself just a fan of you guys. And so to have you guys literally participate week after week and, send me kind words and want me to review your stuff, that means a lot to this guy. So thank you very much. Alright, I'm out of here. Fucking bright out. There's my shades on. Alright, catch you later.